We're live here. Hi, sweet friend. Welcome to Watercolor Happy Hour. This is our weekly live show where we create a beverage, a cocktail, or a mocktail, and then we show you how to paint it with watercolors. My name is Volta. I'm the artist behind Color Snack, and this is my husband Dan, who is like our in-house mixologist. So yeah, today's beverage is not really a beverage. It's kind of like a fun non-beverage beverage. We're gonna make a watermelon snow cone because it's been very hot in Texas.
Oh my gosh, it's like the once in a decade heat wave that comes every other year. It feels like it'll be a nice break to make a nice icy drink. We are, though, going to show you how to make it boozy if you like.
Mhm.
We are also going to finally show you how to make super juice. Super juice uses a base of an oleocitrate,
Mhm.
not an oleosaccharum, in order to amplify the juiciness, the lemony capabilities of a single lemon. What you do is you add approximately 6 to 7 grams of citric acid to a peeled lemon, the zest of a lemon. So I could show you how well to do it, but I don't think you really want to see me zest a lemon in pour.
Yeah, you're just
stuff over it.
you're just a slow guy, right?
Yeah.
Slow do
Yeah, I
that.
can do it if you want me to. It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
Sure,
it
why
sounds
not?
really nice when you do it.
That's all that you want.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
also, we have some background music playing. If it's too loud, please let us know. We're trying it for the first time. StreamYard is allowing, it's got a new feature where you can add some background music, which we think should sound better. But this is our first time trying it out.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, let us know. Give us some comments. We want your feedback. So what you saw me do there was
Just like, go ahead and zest the lemon, Dan.
Zest it. I'm a zesty guy. I'm gonna zest the lemon. So we're just peeling the zest off this. We're doing like wide peels. We're trying the best to not get that pith. It's not that important in this case, but we are going to take the whole thing and blend it up. So that will get into your juice,
What is pip?
the white stuff.
Okay.
So see how when I peel it, you see me like kind of like moving it back and forth instead of just like taking a big chunk out of it.
Yeah.
That's so that I can sort of ease off and get a
Okay.
good shot of that. There we
Yeah.
go. So I
Oh,
can,
that smells so good. You should zest lemons like every day.
yeah. So see, that's the technique that I found works best. I'm sure if you had a very like high-end zester designed specifically for removing the
Yeah.
yellow part while leaving the white of a lemon, you could do it.
Mhm.
But I don't feel like investing in something along those lines when I can just wiggle it back and forth and use
Yeah.
my own skills.
So Yolanda said that the white stuff is bitter.
It is.
Is that true?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. You do not want the pith.
Yeah.
It's gross. Pith. All right.
Pip.
Okay. So we have now about 8 ounces of lemon peel. And you see the scales that I'm using. This one, I think it's called like a layman. It's a scale you can find on Amazon. It's the same kind. It looks like this. About 50 different companies make it. It's exactly the same scale. It works great. Costs like $10, $15. So you can get a very expensive scale that looks similar to that is slightly nicer, but those cost about $100. Whereas you can get one like this, and it's about $10 to $15. Oh yeah, and Volta is now looking up the
Who invented citric acid?
yeah, no, not who invented citric acid.
It
Who
was
invented
chemist
super
Carl
juice.
Wilhelm Scheele.
That's
Who invented
nice.
super juice?
Super juice.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it was a bartender in Louisville, Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. The idea of super juice is to have like a zero waste juice.
Nickel Morris.
Nickel Morris.
Nickel. Mm-hmm.
What is it called? Super juice, oleosaccharum. But yeah, so Nickel Morris, somewhere from some bar somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's the idea that you can use sort of zero waste. Normally, a bar will go through like 50 lemons or limes just in prep, let alone what they're doing for garnish, and then the stuff that they use. Oh, it's insane. Whereas with this technique, you can get about 8 times the juice out of a single lemon.
8 times.
Wow. All right, with just a little citric acid. So I've tarred my scale.
So where do you buy citric acid, and what exactly is that?
It's the leftover acid from juice they remove, like it is the citric acid.
Okay.
I believe it's vitamin C.
Oh, okay.
But
Wait, is that what they put in like those dissolvable pills where you're like out of flu or something?
yeah, they put some of it in there.
Okay.
But then you also, if you're doing lime super juice, you'll have malic acid as well. The recipes are online, you can find them. And because that was a little light, that was only 8 grams of lemon peel, I only used 6. You're really supposed to use between like 5 to 7 per lemon. But a lemon will generate anywhere from 6 to 10 grams of peel.
Wow.
So you want to, you get a feel for it as you've made enough of these super juices. All that matters is that you're able to kind of shake it up and do enough that all of that citric acid is going to be able to cover the peels without a lot left over. Similar to an oleocitrate, if you've made an oleocitrate before, it's the same concept. You're using some sort of high osmolarity powder to draw out the oil from a low osmolarity region. Liquids will go from a wet region to a dry region. That's how we filter out water through reverse osmosis. But in this case, we're using true osmosis to get all that oil out of the lemon peels and bring it into the very juicy citric acid medium.
How long do I shake it for?
I'm just going to shake it until it's all covered.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Yeah, so see how there's no more
Yeah.
of the
Oh, I see. You want to cover it.
of the stuff left? Yeah, so it's just going to sit there for an hour. Luckily, I already have some right here. So I went through the same process. And now we're going to make our super juice. The way we do that, we'll take a juicer and use the lemon that I had peeled for the super juice. Let me move this beautiful watermelon over. Oh, you got it?
I can hold it.
You want to take it? Yes. My lovely assistant here. We'll hold the watermelon up above her head for some reason. Now that you've committed to that, you're going to be stuck with it. Yeah. While you're holding that watermelon,
this has nothing to do with super juice.
Do you mind getting me a strainer as well?
Strainer.
You put the watermelon down.
I'm gonna set it right here. People can enjoy this beautiful sight.
Oh, you don't want to? You want to carry it?
Yolanda said that you are correct.
What's that? About what?
She left a comment.
What am I correct about?
She said, according to Google, citric acid occurs naturally in citric fruits. You are correct again, Dan.
Oh, yes. That's satisfying to be right, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh,
Wallace, no, this is not my watercolor design, but thank you for asking.
Which one?
If I'm wearing my, I know it looks like something that I would paint, but one day it will be a shirt.
Well, you've had some fashion collaborations.
Yeah,
in the past.
it was with a lifestyle, like a yoga clothing brand, Pixie Boot. That was cool. She had my design on like leggings and like exercise tops.
Yeah. And you've got your Redbubble store, is that right? Is that
It's
still a
not very
thing?
active, yeah.
Yeah, but there are still patterns that you can get on your website if you're interested. I believe you. I don't know if they're still around, but you also have your art bags that have the patterns on them. So,
For Watercolor
Happy Hour.
not Happy, it's World Watercolor Month.
World Watercolor.
Yeah, so those are, I unfortunately don't have any on me, but those are specifically for, like all the proceeds go to a charity that promote art for little kids.
Oh, that's cool. Is that
Yeah.
still around?
Yeah, so check my Instagram. I will link to it though. But every month, not every month. Wow, what am I talking about? Okay, every year there's World Watercolor Month, and this is my second time participating as an ambassador, which means that I like provided a watercolor design, and it gets printed on like these fun canvas pouches. And last year it was like all veggies. This year I did a design of all pastries. So it's another fun one. Yeah, so definitely I will share a link if you'd like to check it out. It's money for a good cause.
I didn't actually know all of that.
Oh,
Yeah. Man, that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, check it out.
Yes.
We gotta brag about these things more often. Yes. Okay, so I just filled up with, I took the lemon juice from the lemon and then I added 120 mLs of liquid. You do roughly 100, 120 per lemon. The traditional recipe, I think, is 5 lemons and 500 or something along those lines. 4 lemons and 500. But we're just doing a simplified recipe. And now we are going to take this, so shaking it up with the liquid to get the rest of that remainder of the oleocitrate absorbed into the water. We're going to take a blender, we're going to plug it in.
No, the blender's for the watermelon.
It's for both.
Oh, okay.
It can be for both.
All right.
Blenders can blend 2 things,
That's true.
believe it or not. But we're just going to let
You always do this?
Yeah.
I've never seen you do this. I guess I wasn't paying attention. But
That's how you made a super juice.
guys, like making super juice to me is kind of boring because it's like, I don't know. It's not fun. Okay.
All right, so you just blend it up. You chop those things around, and then you get some. My cheesecloth. I have to get it out.
The cheesecloth is up there. In the cheesecloth.
Okay.
We found it. Okay.
Prices averted, people. I know you were worried. But we take that cheesecloth and
Oh,
we
so you
cut
strain
it
it
up.
and stuff.
Yeah, we strain it.
Okay.
So we just chopped up all that goodness out of the lemon, and we're just going to take some cheesecloth. Such a nice multi-purpose tool. We're going to put that over the same strainer. I'm going to take these nice little serving devices that I got from, I think, Daiso.
Yeah.
Daiso is a wonderful store. If you have one around you, I highly recommend going. You can get great serving containers, portioning containers.
Yeah, Daiso's great. Not sponsored. Like
Prices.
if they want to sponsor us, we're available.
Given the prices of stuff at Daiso, I don't think Daiso sponsors anything.
Yeah, they probably don't need to sponsor anyone else.
Yeah. They're just being Daiso.
All right, look at that super juice.
There we go, and that's just about exactly the full thing. Let's take that, rinse it out, and boom, now we have an entire bottle of lemon juice for the low price of a single lemon.
Wow, that is a lot. That's a lot of lemon juice.
That is a lot of lemon juice, and it also keeps a lot longer
Yeah.
than regular lemon juice.
I challenge you guys to squeeze that much lemon out of one lemon.
That much juice out of one
That
lemon.
much juice out of
Look at all that lemon that we got in that lemon. How do you get so much lemon in one lemon?
Okay, Pat and everyone.
Uh,
I was like, my sauce had at least 5 ingredients, and Dennis Greg Butters can handle multiple.
who
I
knew
meant
Volta?
they're different recipes. Okay.
Who knew?
All right,
Who knew?
make the snow cone, man.
Okay. Again, we have to waste stuff.
No, we don't need to waste stuff.
Okay, fine. We'll just make some
Eyeball
ice.
it.
All right. Volta wants to make some ice. We'll eyeball it. We'll throw some.
Here,
We'll
why
throw some
don't you cut the
watermelon.
watermelon and I'll get out of
Well, I was gonna scoop it out with a scooper. You want me to show my cool watermelon slicing technique instead? Make the little. What's that?
it? Nice.
I know, but did you want? I was gonna scoop it out, but did you want me to?
Yeah,
Did you want me to slice it and make the
Yeah.
little points?
sure.
Well, you
Whichever's
still need, you
easier.
can do both. You
Okay,
can
let's
get
do
ice
both.
while I. What? No. I mean, you can get the ice. Oh, guys, we rehearsed this. I promise. Very well. Totally professional. All right. So this is a fun technique that I use a lot when I cut watermelons, just to make it look fancy. You want to get an edge of watermelon. Get your like little smiley face. Out.
This watermelon smells so good.
Satisfying. All right, so you have your fruit, and then you cut it in half, and you'll see it kind of rock, and then you just let the watermelon
Mm.
do its job, and you end up with nice little spikes of watermelon. A good individual serving of watermelon. And if you're like me, I enjoy it. If you've ever had it with salt, you've never salted a watermelon, I highly recommend it.
Mm.
Just
Yes, I agree. And also, this episode is sponsored by Color Snack. If you are shopping for a watermelon, I created a really fun watercolor watermelon infographic that basically shows you like what to look for in a watermelon, because a lot of times like you can't tell how it tastes like before you get it. So yeah, definitely check out my
where could
color.
one find that?
Definitely on Instagram. I shared it on LinkedIn, but I will make a whole separate post about it tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. It's like a very handy little graphic that you can just screenshot, save on your phone, refer to it. I actually had someone DM me today on Instagram saying that they used it when they prepared a watermelon, and it turned out to be delicious.
Nice. What are some techniques then, or do you want them to go and look up?
No, I will share something which you already cut into it, but a big thing to look out for in a watermelon is you want it to be, you have a yellow spot. So if the spot is white, that means it's not like fully ripe inside.
I have that ripe watermelon.
And then you also want to like, don't go for the elongated, like really long ones, because that means it's really watery and it's not sweet. And then another thing is you want the color to be fairly dull, and like if it's shiny, that probably means it's not ripe also. And then there's one more thing. I don't know if we have. Oh, see, like this one has a big yellow spot, so it's.
Isn't it supposed to be like heavy for its weight?
Yeah, I didn't include the weight, but
Yeah. Did you do the?
no, I didn't. But
Does it really do anything?
Yeah,
It just
see,
feels
I
like
don't
it
know. I
does.
just like I read a bunch of articles that talked about watermelons, but as far as like knocking on it, I didn't find a consensus because some people like there was like differing opinions.
I think it's a bit of. Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
exaggerated.
Yeah, do you guys knock on your watermelon? Because actually, growing up in Moldova, we did do that a lot.
Maybe it started when people would like put rocks instead of watermelon.
I don't remember what it means, or like I don't know what. See, I'm more of a visual person. Like I don't know if this sounds right. It sounds right to me, but then some of the other watermelons.
Yeah. All right.
right.
What we're doing here is
Yeah.
I just threw some watermelon in, threw some ice in,
Yeah, and
threw some
basil.
basil in, and you know what I'm going to do while we're doing salt too.
And the snow cone?
Yeah, just a sprinkle.
I thought we were going to do simple syrup, so that's sweet.
Well, we are, but we
Okay.
still do a saline solution
Okay.
and many cocktails. That's a common thing.
Yeah, that is. Yes, that is.
There it is, right there.
Yolanda said the knocking never works for me. It's always the luck of the draw. Well, hopefully this little guide will help you pick a good one next time.
There you go. I'm just going to put an ounce. Well, actually, we're making, that's going to be 2 servings with as much ice as in there. So I'm going to go with an ounce and a half. And that watermelon's not overly sweet this time. You do want, if you're making ice like this in a blender, you do want some simple syrup or something that's going to keep the ice from just becoming a big clump.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sweet-ish, but it's not like super sweet. It's not like a super
because
juicy.
it wasn't super round.
Yeah,
That was
it's
the best
still,
one I could pick.
no, it's right.
Yeah.
It's good. It's just some watermelons, especially the bigger ones,
Yeah.
tend to be more on the watery side than the sweet side.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna warm this up. This one is gonna be loud, so
Okay.
you may want to turn the microphone.
Or I'll just mute for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Watermelon. Not enough ice. Oh well. Looks like we've made a slushy.
Yeah.
How about a daiquiri? Can you mute it for a minute?
Yes. Spill out of my computer.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, are we unmuted? All right.
Yeah.
So, look at that. So as you saw, I just whipped it up into a froth.
Yeah.
And Volta didn't want me to measure it to weigh the ice, so I can't be
It's
that.
supposed to be.
Ice is impossible to know the volume of it
Yeah.
unless you weigh it.
Basically, just use a lot of ice, a little of watermelon, and then you'll have a snow cone. Because you can totally make. I made a snow cone.
Yeah, or you can do a proper snow cone and you can crush the ice, and then make a watermelon syrup and pour it on top.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but definitely you can use it. What I'm saying is you can use a blender to make a snow cone, which I thought was like, well, never thought about it.
Yes.
I thought you had to have a special snow cone machine, and sure, those are fun, but like if you already have a blender, you don't need it.
that said, this is pretty tasty, even if it is a little waterier than it should be.
Yeah, do we have a straw?
Yeah, there's some over there in the closet. Boop. Add some garnish. So pretty, even if it's messy.
Oh, yeah, it looks almost like
Almost. I just couldn't scoop it up. That's why I have the ice cream scoop, but it is delicious. I will say.
Oh, that's so good. Very refreshing.
I'm gonna wipe up some of this mess, and I'm gonna make my own boozy version of it because I found a recipe from Houghton Brown Negroni with watermelon.
This is so good.
I'm excited to try this, and we're making our own little spin on it by using the Awayuki strawberry gin. So we're gonna make a pretty simple, quick cocktail here.
But yeah, basically, definitely use more ice.
Yes.
Right, to make it
Yeah, if we were,
less
if
watermelon.
we wanted to save your eardrums, I could just load some more ice in there
Yeah.
until it got to the consistency of a snow cone.
Oh, another thing that I tried too, I blended up the ice and then I poured over some blackberry simple syrup that Dan made.
Yeah.
And that's just equal parts water, sugar, and blackberries
By weight.
by weight. And it was so good. It was just like such a refreshing treat. I think it tastes a lot better than those like fake, you know, the actual like snow cone flavors. I don't know. Those taste too artificial to me.
Yes. And so just while Volta was talking, you saw me do the standard Negroni ratio, equal parts Campari, sweet vermouth, and gin, but we're using the Awayuki gin. And then I'm just going to pour this to taste. I'm not even going to measure it because it's delicious. So I'm going to pour about that much, and it's going to give us a nice red, just dry,
Yeah, it's
yet
beautiful.
still
It's
sweet
beautiful.
cocktail. I made something to stir it with.
I feel like we should have a fake watermelon as decor for a live show because it looks really good on camera.
Yeah, that definitely does. So we're going to take that. And you know what? I'm going to add one more thing just to make it extra fancy. Take a big ice cube. With Pratt still on, he knows that big ice cubes are for important things. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that does look cool.
Yeah. And we garnish it with a big old basil leaf. Let's take one of these guys and one of these guys, and we're just going to lay that right here.
Wow, wow, wow.
Boom.
You don't need to strain that?
No, it's all nice and blended together. It's almost a blended drink.
Yeah.
And we have
That's pretty.
a watermelon Negroni. Strawberry watermelon one.
No,
That is
why strawberry?
because I used Awayuki gin.
Oh, yeah.
Strawberry watermelon.
Okay.
That's a lot sweeter than the one I made for you before. Volta does not like Campari.
Oh, that's so bitter.
I guess some people do. It does not taste bitter to me. It tastes like refreshing.
Yeah, this is better.
And see, Yolanda said it does look pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And see, LinkedIn user said that it happens to me, but it's still
I think that's Tiffany. LinkedIn user is Tiffany.
LinkedIn user is
Might
Tiffany.
be,
Hi,
might be
Tiffany.
Tiffany. If it's not Tiffany, I'm sorry.
No, maybe it's it's but everyone is Tiffany on this fine day.
Yeah. Do you wanna here? I will add me to the screen.
What my only job on here is that tech support.
Do you wanna do that?
No, it's okay. My hands are bigger than watermelon.
Yeah.
We do not
Okay,
want that.
here we
I am
go.
just gonna meander around in the background and clean up this giant mess of watermelon slushy that we've created.
Pat said something.
What did Tom bought an amazing ice maker. Ooh. Oh man. Dude, that would be so cool. I want crystal clear ice cubes.
That is a cool sound.
One of these days I'm gonna make it to that guy's weekend. It's only been a decade.
Alright, so now
Okay, I made the
watercolor.
I am just
Okay.
failing miserably.
No, you're good. You're good. So now to the fun part, also another fun part. So this time I used a different glass, which
Excuse me. Now to the fun part.
I don't know. That's super juice. Like, oof, that was rough. I'm kidding.
Ooh, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, whatever. So we're gonna start with this. So this glass shape is it's got like a wavy top portion, but this part is fairly much like if you kind of are almost sketching out a rain droplet. So it's gonna start out like this. Got a curved line, and then the stem, that's two parallel lines, and then for the base, it's just an oval shape. And then here it's just going to be another wavy line, kind of like going in and out, in and out. So it's just like a rough approximation. Doesn't have to be super exact. There we go. And then for, this was the snow cone was supposed to look like Dan. Usually,
You're the one.
Yeah. I know. But basically you'll get like a lot of ice and it'll overflow. So we're gonna do like a little kind of dome shape. And then add a basil leaf to the side. And
Yolanda says freeze it. We could use our ice cube tray and make a.
oh my god, that is a brilliant idea!
Did you ever do the thing as a kid with the ice cube tray where you put the
No.
the saran wrap
No,
on
I
top?
grew up in Moldova. We didn't have ice cube trays.
When you have rock trays.
Yeah,
and
we did.
No.
No, but can you please freeze them?
Yeah, Yes.
This sounds like such a fun idea. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to try it. Anyway, so now I'm just adding another line to these wavy lines just so that it looks like that's like the edge of the glass. And we're pretty much done with sketching. So the leaf shape is just like a few little wavy lines together. Like this. Can I have
I'm occupied making your frozen slushes here.
I need a towel. Look.
We don't have it.
Here. Can you grab a paper, a little tissue? Grab a little towel. Alright.
You can thank Pat for these frozen towels, or these frozen ice cubes.
Thanks,
This
Pat.
was his ice cube.
Thanks, Pat. Alright, so for this, we're going to use the wet on wet technique, which is adding a layer of water first inside of the shape. And I'm going to mix in just like a little bit of red and a touch of magenta to get that nice kind of watermelon color. Just using kind of a variety of my pinks and reds together. And then now while this area is still wet, I'm going to start dropping in some color. So this is a really fun technique, and because it's supposed to be a snow cone, yeah, it very much lends itself really well to like a watercolor sketch. But I'm dropping most of the color on the right hand side because my light source is coming from the left. So.
And Volta, just so you know, your subtle little shade at the back of the snow cone that it's not going to end up like that.
Okay. Anyway, so and next I'm gonna clean off my brush, and I'm just kind of like dabbing or stamping out the brush just so that it creates like this little like texture effect. So it looks like it's ice, and of course like lifting off some as I go along on this left hand side. Because we don't want it to like be a blended like uniform color transition, since like you'll see like ice particles and things, and so this kind of makes it look a little bit more realistic. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit more color on this side, and then here at the bottom, I'm just gonna. So here we can actually blend in the colors a little bit, because it's like looking at it through the glass, and you don't see like those individual ice parts as much. So
David's back online. David is asking, it's a nice technique. Is that easier to blend?
Oh, I would say like probably, yeah, because you get to kind of like stamp around, so you don't have to necessarily worry about it being a smooth transition. So like here in the bottom, I'm just adding more color and kind of smoothing out so that it's a uniform type of transition, whereas at the top, I am just kind of like stamping it out a little bit. It's definitely fun. Like I highly recommend you give it a try. This type of snow cone, or like a traditional one with a little like cone, little holdy thing. that could be a fun watercolor sketch as well. And then I'm using this like kind of bluish purple color to add kind of outline the glass shape. And some of it like will kind of blend into the colors of the snow cone, but I like that because it's just like part of that kind of playful watercolor look. So it's not necessarily like we don't want it to look super like perfect or realistic, because it's just not as fun. also takes the pressure out of just making art or creating something when you're just
when given the choice of being accurate or fun, I'll take fun.
Yes,
every time.
I'll definitely take fun. Yeah, absolutely. And then last thing is I'm gonna paint the basil leaves. I'm just mixing in a darker green with a lighter green just to kind of get a nice blend of those. And just painting this here. And of course here, like too, on the leaf, you could lift off some areas. Maybe I'm gonna add just a little bit more green just to like darken, have a bigger contrast because it's kind of looking one-dimensional right now. And you see, like, oops. If the colors start bleeding into each other and you're not a fan of that, you can always take a little towel or a paper towel and kind of gently dab or like stamp that out. And that'll essentially absorb the water and the color, and it'll fix that part. But I actually like when you can see like a little bit of the green is going down the glass, and it's just like kind of fun and yeah, like Ian said, it's more fun than, you know.
Artistic license.
Artistic license. Yes. And then I'm just like lifting off the little areas left of the sleeve. There we go. And then let's see, one last thing that you could do. So here this area is pretty much dry. I added a little bit of texture after my this painting dried, so you can go back in and kind of do like a few little random like brush strokes just to give kind of accentuate the texture even more. Not necessary, but it's kind of fun too. And let's see, that's pretty much it. Maybe I'm gonna add, actually, see, I want to add some fun little drips. Can't go crazy.
Got that drip.
Yeah. Ooh, that's fun.
God.
Ooh, that's fun. All right.
The painting looks like the counter after we were done.
Yeah, and there you have it. So I encourage you to give this a try. Especially this technique is really fun. You could try with different colors, combinations, different shapes. But yeah, it's fun to enjoy, and then fun to paint.
Yeah. Speaking of fun work, going to after this we might go get a pineapple pizza.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to your post on Instagram about getting feedback from pineapple pizzas. I'm so happy that Stranger Things finally convinced Volta to try it.
Yeah, I never thought it could work, so I'm curious if you guys think, if you are fans of pineapple on a pizza. But I think like the grilled, because I'm not a huge fan of just pineapple on its own, so that's why I'm like, I don't want that on my pizza. But when it's grilled,
yeah, you make a pineapple pizza yourself. The trick is that before you put it on the pizza, you grill it in a pan. So you brown it and get a little bit of the liquid out of the pineapple, and then you put that on the pizza, and it's delicious. Try it.
Yeah, and then let us know if we are wrong.
Yeah, like they said on Stranger Things, try it before you deny it.
Yeah.
Rochachos.
Oh, Yolanda's a big fan. Oh, wait, but not on pizza. I didn't finish that sentence. Let's see.
The sales pitch. Wait, for real? Oh, that's awesome. I need to try that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I didn't know. What a great God. Stranger Things is the best Easter eggs.
Yeah. Good show. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us today. It is watermelon season Yay!
Yeah.
I'll be sharing my infographic on LinkedIn. It's already up on Instagram if you want to check it out, but definitely it's a fun little guide of how to pick a delicious watermelon.
Yes. And shout out to Wallace Smith Owens there, that is also a pineapple pizza fan.
Oh, thank
One of
you.
us.
Yes. All right. Cheers, guys. Have a good rest of your week
Cheers.
and stay cool. It's way too cool.